Hi, I'm Bodhi, and this is my 3 years on low-dose testosterone update. I started low-dose T in December of 2016, and so technically my testosterone update video should have been out in December 2019, but here we are. So I was on a third of a dose of testosterone pretty much that whole time. And full disclosure, for the last 6 or 7 weeks I have been on a full dose of tea, so what you hear now, my voice and stuff, and the amount of minuscule baby hairs you see here, some of that is from the full dose of testosterone, so don't listen to me now and be like, oh, this is what a low dose can do, because my voice has definitely dropped since then. The things that happened, the 4 big things that happened on low dose testosterone was I got a tiny bit more facial hair, like a few tiny hairs, nothing to write home about. My stomach got super hairy, and my voice dropped a little bit, and I gained quite a bit of weight actually. Here's a comparison. The weight distribution, like the fat went to my hips and my stomach, so kind of what you'd expect from both estrogen and testosterone. And then I gained muscle mass in my shoulders. I went up from a size small to a size medium in shirt size. And now I'm even a little tight in some of the mediums, so we'll see now that I'm on full dose if I get any bigger, like my Viking ancestors of yonder. Yeah, my stomach hair was the very first thing that I noticed. I can't guarantee that that would be the thing that you would notice first if you went on a third of a dose of tea, because my family is pretty hairy, definitely on my dad's side, so it might have just been genetics. Someone asked if it's safe to be on a low dose of tea for indefinitely, not having a dominant hormone. That idea of a dominant hormone is sort of misleading, because everyone has some estrogen and progesterone and testosterone in their bodies, and the typical female range, the estrogen and testosterone are quite similar actually, and some cis women have higher testosterone levels and estrogen levels in their bodies, just completely naturally, and it's not a bad level. It's not a problem. So a lot of cis women have similar estrogen and testosterone levels. So the idea of a dominant level or a dominant hormone is a little misleading. But the nature of the question was, is it dangerous to be on a medium dose of testosterone for a long period of time? The answer is no. I have a lot of medical information. I'm not myself a medical professional, but I've had a lot of medical information saying that it's not. The only time that testosterone levels can be dangerous or problematic is if they're too high. And you might get mood swings or acne or other things if you keep changing your levels quite frequently, and so definitely don't do that without discussing with your GP first, because they might not want you to go from level B to level C without having, I guess, level A to level C without having a B level in between for a bit, because really quick fluctuations can kind of mess with your head and your body a bit as well. But taking your dose frequently when you're meant to, taking it on time, taking the same amount every time, it's not bad for you at all. I know people have been on a half dose of tea for 5 years, 8 years, maybe 9 or 10 even, like this one person, and they're totally healthy and happy and everything's good. It's when your testosterone levels are too high and in the kind of thousands or whatever, that your testosterone can start aromatizing, I think is the word, into estrogen, which means that men who take steroids take testosterone to bulk up. If their T levels are too high and they're not getting it checked professionally because they got it on the black market or whatever, they can actually start growing breasts because the testosterone starts changing back into estrogen. So, and you can have heart issues and stuff, and if your T levels are too high. But there's nothing medically or physically dangerous about having lower testosterone levels. Yeah, since I started on the full dose, my voice has started dropping more, whereas it had kind of on a lower dose plateaued for about a year. I don't have to go without it on that long because I don't know how long it's going to take to dry. A few months ago I managed to snag a t-shirt from Ty Turner's Fit To Me company on their second drop. My stomach hair had gotten really hairy in the first 2 years on low dose tea and then kind of plateaued since then, and now on the full dose it's started to creep up on my chest area. It's kind of getting up hair. And the march of the chest hair, and whereas I didn't really have any chest hair on the lower dose tea, just stomach hair. Yeah, which is actually, it's interesting having been on the low dose for so long and then now being on the full dose, I really can see that yes, things actually do plateau after a while. Like if I'd stayed on a third of a dose of testosterone for the rest of my life, like I don't think I ever would have grown a beard. I don't think my voice would have ever gotten this deep. I don't think I ever would have gotten particularly much chest hair. Like I think I was kind of at sort of where my body like had settled there. So it's, yes, the changes will happen slower, but also they won't they'll happen less. Like when they plateau will be earlier in the masculinization process than if you were on a full dose. And now I can kind of see that. So on the low dose I was on gel, I was on a third of a gel amount every morning. And then now I'm on the full dose, I've switched to shots. So that might be the other thing, is people say that changes happen quicker on injections as well. My testosterone levels on the third of a dose were between like 100 and 300. I think they were at 170. Yeah, another question was, did I still get PMS or hormone or mood swings or menstruation on the low dose? Yes. That's it. That's the whole answer. I was on Mirena IUD for a while, and so I wasn't bleeding. But then when my Mirena IUD stopped working properly, I was getting my menstrual cycle. I was getting PMS. The PMS wasn't quite as much as it was before, but like I definitely knew when it was that time of the month. I didn't expect PMS or menstrual cycle to stop because of a low dose tea. Like even some people on a full dose of testosterone still bleed for quite a while, so I wasn't really expecting that, and it didn't happen. Hope you're all staying safe and staying well, and my next non-trans, non-gender related video will be out next month in June, so see you then.